I know this is going to be a shocker for many of you out there, but the Walt Disney Company is not having fun at the box office. In fact, it's so bad that 2023 could see The House of Mouse fail to have a single movie at all make a profit. I'm not joking. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is their best shot. It may break even. Every other film looks to fail and fail miserably. So is it any surprise that Disney is suddenly changing their tune when it comes to Jack Sparrow and Johnny Depp? In fact, they're practically begging him to return. And folks, welcome back to another fantastic video here on the WDW Pro channel. So excited to have you with us, and excited to have our very good friend Arwen Avalon joining the channel for our first, I believe, one-on-one conversation. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. What is not fun is Disney's situation. They're having no fun with this at all. Talk about having to eat crow, or in this case, eat sparrow. Well, as we get ready to go into this one, folks, if you like content like it, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and you can stick it to the algorithms. When you click it, we're talking about the notification bell. We start at the Daily Mail. We will continue with the Daily Mail because this is a series of, shall we say, movements from the mouse. Here we go. This by Sonia Horan for thedailymail.com. Johnny Depp's potential comeback as Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise has not been ruled out by Disney. This from just 4 days ago. Oh, it's going to be fun watching how this changes. Johnny Depp's possible return to reprise his iconic Captain Jack Sparrow character in the new Pirates of the Caribbean film has not been ruled out by Disney. The actor, 59, was axed from the franchise by the company in 2018 as they wanted to bring a new energy to the much-loved films. But in a recent interview with the New York Times, Disney Studios motion picture production president Sean Bailey discussed the future of the sixth film and left the door for Depp's potential return open. Now, Arwen, I don't know if you saw the video where we covered Mr. Sean Bailey and the New York Times puff piece meant to bolster him and keep him aboard at Disney. But essentially, Sean Bailey is the person who's over all the live action stuff for Disney. The live action remakes are in a complete and utter free fall. We've seen The Little Mermaid, the situation there. They have the live action Snow White coming, and fans are none too pleased with the casting there. We won't get into why. There's also fears about Lilo and Stitch. That's going to be a good one.
Yes.
But Sean Bailey is in charge of all these, and Arwen, this seems to me to be where we're going, is that Sean Bailey is getting desperate for Depp. What do you think? Is Disney in a bad place with their live action thus far?
Oh, they're in a very bad place. Yes, but you know what? It is a trench they have dug themselves. And
they've been busy at it.
They have. And, you know, Depp pretty much is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, I agree.
That character, Jack Sparrow, is pinnacle to that series. If you take him away, you're going, no matter how good the story is, it's going to be a half shell because people are going to be like, you know, if you do it within that time frame and within that universe of Jack Sparrow, yes, that people are going to be wondering, where is he? So it's, if they're planning on any projects, it's kind of pivotal that they bring him back. But at the same time, with the way that they have handled their live action lately, and even in the past, some of the live actions weren't bad. I actually did enjoy Cinderella. I didn't mind the Jungle Book, even though I could kind of see shades of where they were going within the Jungle Book. And then just, you know, these latest ones have just, they've been ridiculous. They really have. I don't even see the point of why they were made. I understand why they made them, but it just shouldn't have been done the way that they were. But here, if they're doing Pirates of the Caribbean, they're going to have Depp. But unless it's like a prequel or an epilogue way in the future, they're going to have.
I don't think that would save it. I mean,
I don't know that it will. Exactly. I don't know that it will either, but it's something they're going to have to do even to make even, you know, a modicum of sense to do that movie. But I think they're scrambling. I think they're trying to find something, you know, that they can pin their holy grail on, but it might just be a little too late at this point.
Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp is probably $1 billion film, whatever film they want to make.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp is probably a $300 million film because there will be a backlash for sure. I
Yeah.
don't know that there's any real backlash to Johnny Depp. That's all sort of internet imagination. But
Right.
one of the interesting things about this is Disney, they currently, in this year, there's no guarantee that they make any money off a single film. Every film is either break even or a flop. And the only film that we believe is headed towards being break even is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Everything else looks to be a tremendous loss at the box office. And Sean Bailey, you've got the puff piece in the New York Times trying to keep him there because why? Well, he has political connections, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole goal. Keep these politically aligned individuals in Disney at the top, assuage the fears of the investors so that these people can continue to pump out content that is aimed at children and at propagandizing children. When it comes to this situation, though, it seems that the Disney company and Sean Bailey are desperate, big time desperate,
Yeah.
because you can't continue on making zero money. And so now, despite the fact that they were willing to throw Depp completely under the bus and back that bus in reverse over him over and over, when it looked like, there's a problem here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they're crawling back to him. Let's take a look at what else they say in this. And then I want to go to the next article where we find out the truth, because it's so funny to watch the shifting in just a few days.
Yeah.
Sean Bailey, again, under fire. Sean Bailey, not in a good spot right now, says, "We think we have a really good, exciting story that honors the films that have come before, but also has something new to say," he stated. Well, isn't that nice? When asked if Depp might be part of that story, Bailey replied that the studio was non-committal at this point. And though it is not a resounding yes, it's also not exactly a no. Depp last played the swashbuckling character in 2017's Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales. Rumors of Depp returning to the franchise also circulated last year. At the time, it was reported that the actor was in talks with Disney about a $300 million deal after winning his defamation trial against his ex-wife, Amber Heard, who did indeed poop the bed, though later sources confirmed by Daily Mail that the information was false. And we actually reported on this channel, I believe, or on thatparkplace.com, that it was false at the time that stuff was coming out. Now, let's take a look at how things have shifted. DailyMail.com, same place, right? We're going to the same exact website. This by Allison Boshoff. And here's what we've got. Exclusive: Depp ditches Disney. Johnny is refusing to ever return to Pirates of the Caribbean because he's still furious at the studio for dropping him during the Amber Heard abuse case, despite rumors he could get $20 million to reprise the role of Captain Jack Sparrow. Here's what it says. Johnny Depp fans who are clamoring to see him step into the role of Captain Jack again in his tattered boots and tricorn are set to face bitter disappointment because DailyMail.com can reveal the actor has absolutely no plans to ever work with Disney again. Despite furious speculation about the actor's potential return to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, which reports suggested could earn him up to $20 million, Depp is, his pals say, done with Disney once and for all because he is still furious over the way the studio unceremoniously dropped him when his ex-wife Amber Heard accused him of abuse. All right, Arwen, I'm sensing here that despite Disney apparently offering $20 million, which sounds like a more reasonable number, Johnny Depp's not interested at all. And the funny thing to me about this is what I love about it. If you look at Disney losing all of this money on movie after movie after movie, $20 million for one person to be in a film is a big, big deal. And that $20 million seems to point towards the fact that Disney knows they don't have the ability to make any money whatsoever without Depp. So they could offer him $40 million. I don't know what the top end is. And there's no number that they can bring him back for. And I see a parallel here. It seems to me that for many fans, there is nothing that Disney can offer that will bring them back either. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. And Depp is in a very interesting position. He's in a very unique position because, he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the fame. He doesn't need the recognition for his skill and resume as an actor. He has done all that. He has been there. He has, bought that t-shirt, so to speak. And the fact that a company that he has worked with extensively, made that character. I mean, there are very few characters and actors that you can think of like Jack Sparrow. It was the perfect marriage between, a fictional being and a real person come together. He basically is Jack Sparrow. It's like a suit. He could just slip into it and there he is. And to have done that and spent all that time and energy and worked with these people, and he had 3 or 4 films, the Pirates of the Caribbean. It's so it's extensive. And for them to have dropped him like that at the hint of trouble, nothing was proven. Nothing was at that time. These were all just allegations. And coming on the back of Me Too and everything, Disney rode that wave and was like, nope, you're too much controversy for us. We're going to drop you. You must be guilty because the accusation was made, which is it's all it takes nowadays. It doesn't take proof. It just takes accusation from some people on Twitter. So yeah, to drop him like that and then to come back later once everything is out in the open, he has been redeemed. He's been whatever, however you want to put it. Yeah, I can see him saying, thanks, but no thanks.
Well,
you shouldn't have ever gone there in the first place.
Let's talk about the change of fortunes, because there seems to be a reversal here.
Yeah.
Disney in 2017, they put Depp out there. They make lots and lots and lots of money off of him. And then after these allegations come out, Disney drops them, or drops Johnny Depp, because Disney gets to be virtuous by de facto, right? Disney is just virtuous because they declare it. And all of the heavy dosage pixie dust sniffers, they all go along with it, and the media goes along with it, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
But those days are largely done now because of the position that the Disney company is in. In fact, now there are rumors that the Walt Disney Company will be bought by Apple once more. We haven't seen those rise to the top of the media in a decade or more, but they're back again, and they're back again because Disney is in a financial bad situation. They've got to buy Hulu. They don't have the money. They have box office failures nonstop. The parks admission appears to be down, and so now they're in a different spot, and they can't be quite so virtuous, can they, Arwen? They've just got to put that virtue aside, because gosh darn it, the innocent Johnny Depp, who is sinful by virtue of the fact that he's a male and accused by a woman and nothing more. Yes. They need him, and he can make them money. So all of their ethics, all of their virtues go out the window. And Sean Bailey, who's out there trying to propagandize kids, he's got to stop, doing the right thing, being on the right side of history, because they're willing now to go reach out to Johnny Depp and pay him oodles of money if he'll just please come back, please, 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 because they're in a bad spot. Arwen, what do you think about Disney shifting their positions depending on their power and their ability to manipulate others?
I think if Disney really wants to be saved, it's not enough. In itself, it's kind of a virtue signal for the company. It's kind of that little hint, well, we might have made a mistake here and we're not doing so great over here, so let's try and turn back time. When in reality,
sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Everything has shifted forward to a point where unless they just burn the bridge down and build it back up with new management and just come out and go back to the original vision that Walt had, I don't think it's going to work for them. Because here's a great example. This man does have a relationship with Disney. He did work for them, blood, sweat, and tears. They paid him. He did a job. He has an extensive history with him. They burned that bridge with this man and this actor and said, nope, tossed him aside. And now they're trying to woo him back. That's not going to be enough to save Disney. Even if he did go back and he did say, you know what, all is forgiven. Business is business. Let's do this. It's still not going to be enough because they have tarnished their own reputation. And when you hurt yourself that way, it's going to be a lot harder road to go back down. And it's going to be a lot of things that are going to have to be forgiven, but they're going to have to do it themselves. So this is just kind of they're trying to put a cherry on this nasty sundae that they've been making for years. And it's not going to be enough. And people are smart enough to see through it. And that's what they don't realize. And that has been their problem this entire time. They think their audience is stupid. They think their audience is just going to give them whatever they're going to be fed with no comments, no questions, no nothing. That has been one of their fatal mistakes. The audience can see it. They can see through that. They know what's going on. They know how Disney has pushed themselves, and they've had enough of it. So they're going to have to not just cast people to make them money. They're going to have to win back the trust of their audience. They're not going to do it this way. People are war weary over it. It's not going to be enough, unfortunately. And I love Disney. It's not going to be enough.
One of the things that I've been looking into, and I guess we're talking about this for the very first time on this channel. I don't know if anybody else out there is tracking this, but Marvel seems to be having some difficulty now bringing back some of their biggest male actors that they thought they would be able to bring back, at least in cameo fashion, for Phase 6 when they wrap up this multiverse story that's not going so well for them. They wanted to have all of these people come through the portals, right? And they come to the rescue, and they're from all these different dimensions. And so you could bring back, for example, Robert Downey Jr. You could bring back Chris Hemsworth. And now it seems that Disney is having a hard time convincing these men to return. I think some of the magic is leaving for many of these male actors and Disney. Perhaps they're starting to see that the glitz and glamour of Disney is wearing off. It doesn't have the kind of sway that it once had, and perhaps it has to do with sort of these microcosms that happen where it's just Johnny Depp that they mistreat at one point, and it's just Gina Carano that they mistreat at one point, and it's just perhaps Jon Favreau that they mistreat at one point. But all of these sort of build up over time and create then a new perception. And this box office perception now, where the company is realizing, hey, we're dropping. Every one of our movies is dropping like flies.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just run through the list, they've got Indiana Jones coming out, it's going to be a flop. They've got Elemental coming out, it's going to be a flop. Wish now looks like it's going to be a flop. The Marvels is going to be a flop. Ant-Man Quantumania was a flop. So, I mean, this is not good for them. Now they're begging for these stars to come back. The problem is, why would these stars come back to a company that has not convinced them yet that it has righted the ship? So, Arwen, final thoughts on this. Do you think that overall now the perception of Disney is so damaged that they're going to struggle to pull in the big names again?
Oh, yeah, I do. And I find it incredibly ironic because all this time we've been told the force is female, whether it's Marvel, whether it's, Star Wars, whether it's Pirate of the Caribbean, whatever. With Disney lately, we've been told it's all about female empowerment. But I find it really ironic that now that they're tanking and they know they're tanking, who are they relying on to save them? White men.
That's right.
They're wanting the Depps. They're wanting the Downey Juniors. They're wanting these characters to come back and save them. Well, maybe if you didn't treat them so awful in the first place, because let's face it, Marvel is not what it was. The same as with Star Wars. They have made the Marvel world an entirely different incarnation. They have made it very plain that it's all about the women now. We don't need these nasty men. Well, you know what? Maybe if you hadn't have ridden that train so hard and pushed that in people's faces so much, you wouldn't be in the position you are now. And you wouldn't have to try and woo these men back in that you kind of dumped on in the first place to save you. I don't see any incentive for these actors to go back, because even if they did go back, is it the IP that it was when they were involved? It's not. You can't do that to people and expect them to just be like, oh, okay.
And for Johnny Depp, he's got to be thinking, is $20 million worth me losing my dignity, going back to that company, and potentially them destroying the legacy of Jack Sparrow? Because there's no way they would give him the same kind of creative control. There's no way that in the current climate there that they would write that character in the way that Johnny Depp wants to play him. And so Johnny Depp is probably looking at this and saying, you know what? I'd rather be out here with the Hollywood vampires, Alice Cooper, Joe Perry, Tommy Henriksen. Rather be out here touring and having fun and playing music than working for the mouse. And I think many of these actors are beginning to feel the same. Doesn't matter if Sean Bailey begs with bags of money. It is what it is. They've run off the people who could help them most. Arwen, where can people find you on this great, big, beautiful web out there?
Let's see. You can find me at Arwen Avalon on my YouTube channel. You can find me at Arwen Avalon on my Twitter. You can find me on BackTube channel a couple of nights during the week. Again, I'll be with, I stream with Darth Arlena for Sugar and Spice and Arwena Activated. I'm on Loki's on Friday mornings. I'm just kind of around, but if you need to find me, my Twitter and my YouTube channel is the best place to do it.
Well, you are definitely invited to the Pro 20K subscriber celebration this Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, folks. Would love to have you join us. You've also been on the Pro Show before, and we hope you get to make it over there again. You are definitely a guest who brings all kinds of deep thoughts to the conversation, and we love having you on the channel, Arwen.
Thank you.
Folks, the conversation between the two of us has come to an end, but it begins with all of you. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what you're thinking. We covet your comments. We care about what you think. And if you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe. You can stick it to the algorithms. When you click it, we're talking about the notification bell. If you're not yet a member of the channel, for the price of a soda, you can get all kinds of exclusive content where we go even beyond what we do here on the public side. And folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and apparently, like Johnny Depp and Captain Jack Sparrow, keep having fun.
Floral, it's time for you to walk the plank.
What? Why?
Cuz you haven't subscribed to WDW Pro yet. Nor bookmark thatparkplace.com on your web browser to get great articles from great contributors.
What?